Tell everybody your name right now.
Debbie Russell.
Debbie Russell, Austin, Texas. Down here, Southern Shift, trying to figure out why are you down here in Detroit? What is going on? What have you been seeing?
Well, I think it's extremely important for grassroots organizers that are most of the time locally focused to get together with other folks doing the same thing in different locations to be able to come together and share our stories and share our skills. And it's very powerful, and I think it enriches us all as activists.
What's the big issue that you want to see covered here or that you're participating in? Because there's like 1,000 workshops.
I know. So it is tough. I'm trying to stay focused on militarization and specifically police issues type of track. So, excuse me. I'm trying to stay focused on police issues and militarization of the police, and so mostly because I'm teaching a workshop, co-facilitating a workshop on Friday on that, calling Challenging Homeland Repression. And so I've really been picking up a lot of different ideas and a lot of new skills and new ammunition, I think, to take back to my community by kind of sticking to that track.
You know, here in Detroit, they had the shooting of Ayanna Jones, but due to the police using concussion grenades, and then, you know, doing this while they were being filmed for a reality show. And that sort of thing seems to correspond with the amount of tasering that takes place in you know, which is your expertise. What sort of new steps do you think we could take when it comes to the quick use of these type of weapons, which are supposed to be harmless but are less than harmless?
Well,
even in terms of the methodology, you know, we're using concussion grenades with kids in the house.
Yeah. There's definitely way too liberal use of non-lethal weaponry by our police forces when it's completely unjustified to do that. And we can pound on the policies, we can, you know, lobby our local politicians, we can lobby our police department, we can go to the state, we can try to do things federally and network together, but you know, when it really comes down to it is we have to look at this as a bigger picture issue and really focus on just the police accountability aspect. Look at our civilian oversight review boards. If they're a joke, which most of them are, I think we need to start looking at organizing our own civilian-based ones, making ours more effective and more powerful so that the people come to the people to talk about accountability. After we do, I think, a little bit more of that, I think they're going to have to respond and they're going to have to stop brutalizing us.
You know, one other thing related to this, we just seen these reports that British Petroleum, BP, has off-duty police officers that are working for them, and these officers are being reported as both following the orders of BP, and then when, you know, citizens challenge them to say, hey, I want to film these ducks and I want to film these oil things, then suddenly these officers are putting on their officer uniforms and stopping and arresting people. How are you able to do that? I mean, I didn't know.
Actually, that really violates policy. When you moonlight as a cop, you are working under the policies and the laws of the uniform you're wearing or the badge you carry, whether or not it's outside your district or outside the United States or in international waters. So it's definitely a violation of policy. It's definitely something that could be prosecuted and should be prosecuted, because this big, huge new movement, of course, of inhibiting people from videotaping police actions. You know, they've gotten caught so many times lying because the videotape doesn't lie, and now they're carrying this out to protect corporations, not just their own asses. This is really getting serious.
Many of us in the music community saw this collaboration of police with corporations, with the RIAA, going after people selling mixtapes.
Right.
Then we saw this task force with Apple Computer raiding the house of somebody who found their G4 phone, and there was a special task force that Apple was the chair of that the police were beholden to. Now we're seeing BP use this. So basically the corporations are now using these police as private armies. Is there any way that we can combat this as citizens? Can I get the police to be my own private army?
I don't think you have enough money. But yeah, we've seen this in terms of our own army, in terms of the military. So it's no surprise. We've seen the police, local police and the military collaborating. Why shouldn't the police benefit like the military has off the corporate dollar? So yeah, that is the kind of one of the biggest issues right now, I think, is really that privatization overlap. Because what happens when they start working for corporations, they start hiding behind the privacy of private corporations, and that they're no longer to be held accountable. At that point, I say they've just given up their legitimacy completely as a government entity, and we just shut them down completely. But, in terms of doing it in a nonviolent, peaceful way, yeah, we're going to have to really have that discussion, and I think that's a very, very big discussion that we should be having here at the Social Forum.
Well, there you have it. We've been talking with Debbie Russell out of Austin. We appreciate it. Peace for now.
Thank you.